Hello everyone, my name is Maita. Thank you for watching this video. This is my first video for Japanese learners to practice Japanese grammar, not only for the JLPT test, but also for building a solid foundation in all four skills: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. In this video, I will introduce a tool for practicing Japanese verb conjugation. This knowledge is crucial for understanding Japanese more accurately, and of course, it's also essential for the JLPT test preparation. Having a good command of conjugation is very important. However, since it belongs to the basic levels such as N5 or N4, many learners can grasp the outline and answer multiple choice questions correctly in a short time, but still find it difficult to use naturally in real communication. I hope this tool, along with the following videos that include explanations for each grammar point, will help you overcome such difficulties. Today, I'll talk about why mastering conjugation is important. Then I'll show you the tool that I prepared and explain how to use it. If you've already learned basic grammar up to the N4 level and simply want to review or confirm your knowledge, this video may be enough. After watching the explanation on how to use it, you can download the PDF file from the link in the description section and start practicing right away. But if you'd like to learn or check the meanings of each grammar point, or if you are still studying for N5 and N4, please subscribe to this channel and wait for the upcoming videos, which will include explanations and examples for each grammar phrase following the same structure as this tool. I'm also planning to create adjective versions later, since adjectives in Japanese also conjugate. Okay, are you ready? Let's get started. First, please try some example questions here. How was that? If you could answer these questions right away, your Japanese fluency is excellent. If not, don't worry. We just need to keep practicing until you can choose the correct answer comfortably and confidently. As you can see, we need to memorize several conjugation patterns for each grammatical structure. If it's a want-to structure, the problem isn't that difficult, since the possible combinations are quite limited. But when it comes to yoni, there are various possibilities, each with different meanings, and that can be confusing. At the same time, we also need to understand the appropriate context for each expression, such as the difference between furusou desu and furisou desu. So, how can we prepare ourselves for that? That's what I want to share with you today in this video. I call it the Conjugation Mantra. It's a structured way to practice Japanese verb conjugation. Like a mantra, you repeat until it naturally comes out. Now, let's move on to the details. So, this is a conjugation mantra. For each verb group with different conjugation patterns, I've created a list of grammar phrases that share the same conjugated form. On each page, you can see one representative verb form as a heading, and underneath it, grammar phrases that use that same conjugation pattern. The order of the list is exactly the same across all sheets. So the more you read aloud and repeat these phrases using different sheets, the more naturally their meanings will stick in your memory. Japanese verbs are usually divided into 3 groups: Group 1, Group 2, and Group 3. However, in this mantra, I've divided them into 9 sheets in total, further classifying verbs that share the same conjugation pattern. I also included examples of other verbs that belong to the same group, so you can compare and practice on your own. The first English page is for checking meanings. Since the order of the phrases is identical to the Japanese pages, if you cannot recall the meaning while reading a Japanese phrase, go back to the English page and check it repeatedly until it becomes clear. For example, let's look at the top left corner of the hanasu, to speak, page. You'll find a list of expressions that use the same conjugation as hanashimasu. Yellow text shows N5 level phrases, and white text shows N4 level ones. Can you see the listed phrases here? First, try reading them aloud correctly. At the N4 level, being able to read kanji is also important, so I didn't include furigana on purpose. Please practice until you can read and recognize each form instantly. For example, 話しません、話しました、話しませんでした、話したい、話しに行きます、話しましょう。Once you can read them smoothly, start thinking about their meanings. Can you immediately recall what 話しません means? Don't speak or won't speak in a polite way. And then 話しました spoke in a polite way. If you can't remember, go back to the English page and review the meanings again. Then try practicing the same position, for example, the top left list on another verb sheet that follows the same conjugation pattern. By doing this, you can practice the same grammatical phrase 9 times using different verbs. That's how to use the conjugation mantra. To begin, simply repeat these lists many times until you can naturally remember the main meanings. One important thing to keep in mind: the meanings written in this mantra are the most typical or representative meanings of each grammar phrase. In some cases, a phrase may have other meanings depending on the context, especially at higher levels such as N3 and above, where new meanings may be added to the same form. Also, please note that not every verb can be used with all conjugation patterns. For example, in the case of furu, to rain, the phrase 降りましょう, let's rain, doesn't make sense, right? Just like in English, there are combinations that are grammatically possible but not semantically natural. I marked those clearly impossible combinations with an X mark. Of course, in some creative or figurative context, such expressions might appear, but those rare possibilities are not included here. As a more advanced way to use this mantra, try taking one of the other verbs listed at the top of the page, verbs that belong to the same group, and practice conjugating them by yourself. For instance, on the hanasu page, you'll also see sagasu to look for. Try reading it out loud through the same sequence. 探します、探しません、探しました、探しませんでした and so on. Think about their meanings as you go, and if you cannot recall its meaning, don't forget to check the English page again. Through this conjugation mantra reading practice, I believe you'll be able to understand and use Japanese conjugations more smoothly and confidently. So download the PDF file and give it a try. Today, I introduced the conjugation mantra and explained how to use it. I'm preparing the following videos with explanations and examples for the verb phrases in the conjugation mantra, as well as adjective versions based on the same concept. I hope you enjoyed this video and will keep learning Japanese. それではまた会いましょう。